Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bootz and Scootz show. I am your host, Bootz.
And my name is Scootz.
And this is our second episode of the Bootz and Scootz play and chat, or the Detoxify hour. I'm not sure what we're calling this yet. But anyway, this is our second show. It's become very popular on the internet. We're burning up the internet. YouTube, I think, broke after our first show. So here we are. For the fans, we are doing show number 2, and tonight we are playing Dark Souls 3. Anyone who knows the series? Anyone who knows the series probably recognizes it right off the bat. This is definitely a cool game. Scootz and I like to play this, and welcome. We're playing. This is on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dark Souls 3 gameplay. Very excited to have you along tonight. And boy, we got some fun stuff in store for you. This is Scootz running around like a madman, and yeah, we're in the same game together right now. We're doing some co-op. Got Bootz waving over there.
Oh yeah. Scootz is shouting. So you're watching Bootz's gameplay tonight. What's happening in game, kind of real world in game? We have both beaten this game. I'll just give a little context of what's happening in the game right now. Scootz and I have beaten the game. We've done one run through of Dark Souls, and we'll maybe explain a little bit of how that works. Dark Souls is a fairly well-known game, but I feel like some people don't. We'll kind of explain things as we go along, in case people don't know how the Dark Souls universe works or the game works. Scootz is I've summoned him into my game. And what I'm doing is we're trying to basically go through the game a second time right now. Scootz has gotten through most of the game for the second time around, and I'm trying to make progress in order to try to get to the ending of the second game, so that we can do the DLC. We're actually trying to get to where we can play some DLC, possibly together, and that's our goal. So we're kind of just going through a specific area of the game tonight, and we're going to try to make some progress. How else would you describe what we're doing, Scootz? Does this seem like an accurate description?
I think it's an accurate description, and you're really catching us probably halfway through the game.
Oh, sorry, Scootz, I got an echo because I just want to make sure I can hear us. Oh yeah, we're sounding good, man. This shows audio check is positive.
It's complete. Bootz, I was so enthralled with that broadcast that I totally lost my train of thought.
Listening to ourselves, you were just like, damn, who are those guys that Bootz was listening to? They sound so good and professional.
Yeah, those guys sound hot.
They're super hot guys. I can tell. Gosh, there's one thing that everyone should know about the Bootz and Scootz show is that we are super hot guys.
We are hot guys that are... No question about that. But no, your descriptor...
We were born for internet TV, for internet radio. You got a face for radio, man.
I don't have a can.
Alright, here comes a flaming guy. So, yeah, there he goes. He's dead now. Yep. Alright, so, do you think that we should probably just talk about how this game works a little bit? I mean, it's probably the best start, because, as I mentioned in our intro, Dark Souls is it's a very, I mean, it's a kind of got like a cult following, but it's definitely a game that is not for everybody. I feel like you either are going to love it or you're going to hate it kind of game. Scootz and I tend to love it. I love the game.
Yes, great. We do. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a very rewarding game, but you certainly have to work for what you get. There's no doubt about that. And I really like the experience. Plunking down $60, only getting 10 or 12 hours out of a game with a short campaign, then no, not the game for you. This game I've currently got, I mean, it's easily over 100 hours, and for me that's a really good value, and it just doesn't really, your repetition doesn't get to that game. The areas are so different with bosses and elements and enemies' tactics are, is that you really do get some new gameplay every area or level, as it were. But yeah, Demon's Souls was the originator. We're on game like 4 of this series.
Demon Souls, of course, was available for PlayStation 3. Was it available on Xbox? I don't know. I mean, I think Demon Souls is actually a PlayStation.
I believe that's correct. I could be wrong about that, but I do agree that I know that it made its appearance on American consoles on the PlayStation 3, and it was ported from Japan. And it's really the game that kind of put From Software on the map. And if you know anything about From Software, the games that they create are known to have levels of difficulty that are kind of huge, right?
Yeah, look at that. Like, and by the way, like Scootz and I are like we're massively high level. So I mean, we are going through the game for the second time. But what happens is the second time they do make it more challenging. But by this time, you know, you're playing the game for the second time. You've gotten a lot of weapons. You've gotten pretty much all the armor you can possibly get. So I mean, we're obviously we're like a level 100 plus character. So that's why it seems like we're rolling through this area. The first time that I came to this area when we're playing this game, obviously the first playthrough, we did not go through this area nearly so fast. In fact, I think it was like 30 tries trying to get through here, and that's part of how the game works. It's you can see where there's a ton of enemies. We're just trying to wade our way through them all. And wow, I'm almost dead. I should probably heal up.
Yeah, watch your health.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. Is like just kind of what Bootz was just alluding to is that the Souls games, what they do is everything you do, you gotta work for it. There are no checkpoints per se. Everything you do, you gotta hold on to. So if I die, I'm gonna lose all my in-game currency known as souls. And every character or enemy you beat, you do get some souls for. And that's really the currency of the game.
I feel like these guys keep regenerating, Scootz, so we should probably move on.
Yeah, move on. Yeah.
So, but I mean, that area, okay, so we watch, I mean, actually, I mean, there are checkpoints, sort of. There are games, and they are called bonfires. So basically, you try to make it from bonfire to bonfire, but when you're first playing through, wow, it's like, because you have no idea where stuff is, you don't know how far you've gotten or where the bonfire is, so everything, you turn the corner and it's like, oh gosh, here's another enemy, I'm super low on resources, I've come a really long way, and if I die, I'm going to lose everything. And that basically means when you die, you have to start back at a bonfire, and you're going to have to hack your way through all those enemies again. And if you make it back to where you died, you will be able to collect your souls. But if you die, and that definitely happens, you die, and then you get so angry. I've thrown the controller a couple times. Oh, okay, we got to do something up here, Scootz. Okay. Oh yeah, we're going to create a shortcut. So that's the other thing. This game is like, it's this huge interwinding maze, and the maps are unbelievably well thought out. But what happens is, the other way that you get kind of, like you saw me kick a ladder just now in my game, we're basically creating a shortcut to, is there something down there? Okay, I thought there was a phantom down there. See, and then the, I lost my train of thought, but there's phantoms everywhere. That's the other difference in the NG Plus, is that there's a couple new enemies. They're harder, but then they also throw in just some like extra hard ghosts every once in a while who are like really hard. I'm sure we'll run into a couple as we're playing. Like, oh god, I hate these guys. Oh, they're so creepy. You know what? I really need to activate a torch. What I'm talking about, Scootz? I'm gonna do that right now because I feel like I was getting a lot of blood loss when we were fighting those zombies. Although I don't know, we're probably gonna make it through. We already made it through that area, so I don't think we even need to go back where there's zombies. Unless we're gonna try to like clean out that area and get all the loot, but I don't really care about the loot, so.
Nah, the loot, no big deal.
Yeah, so like I put a torch on my left hand, and for whatever reason the torches seem to get rid of these blood-sucking worms that grow on your body. So that's everyone knows that that's what torches do. That when you put a torch on your hand, you get rid of blood-sucking worms.
Blood-sucking lawyers. I mean.
You need some help, Scootz? Or you should I heal you up a little bit?
I am trying to get my stupid
torch.
Yes.
Here, let me heal you though, because here's another thing that's kind of cool. So you see here, Scootz, he's a phantom. He kind of looks like a ghost. So he's helping my game. Basically, I've called him in. I think I mentioned that he's in my game, and so he's just helping me clear out this area. If I was doing this on my own, you know, that was a big part of the reason why we just rolled through a whole area there. You saw us kind of roll through a bunch of zombies, killed a bunch of dudes, and then activated a shortcut. I mean, that all of that, when you're doing it solo, and when you're doing it and you have no idea where you're going, that's impossible to do. I mean, it will take you 10 tries, and you will get frustrated. You will die. You will lose all your souls. Okay, and we're gonna fight this lizard, I think. So let's do it. Oh yeah, he's going down. These guys are the first round. These guys are impossible. Oh wow, my really powerful sword takes very little health off of him. Oh wow, he almost killed me. So this guy is definitely an NG plus. His capabilities are increased for sure. He's just totally whacked him. Nice job, kids. I feel like you did most of the work there, but I'm just gonna let you take credit for that because.
You know what? We did the bait and switch on. Is what we did.
So, but like I said, you have to really work. I mean. This is a game. If anyone watched our first show, I don't think anybody watched it. No one probably ever will. Let's be honest. But let's assume that maybe someday there might be someone stumbling across the very depths of the YouTubes, and they come across our video. They watch our first show. They will. They'll see us. We were playing Grand Theft Auto for our first episode. And we did like nothing because we were very low level characters in that game, and I think the entire time we were playing, we pretty much just were running around and didn't accomplish anything. So this is actually we're already doing so much better, and so for that reason, people might actually enjoy watching this game or this episode a lot more. We're definitely wait, where are we, Scootz? Are we going to activate another shortcut?
Nope, this is just the drop down to get back to the bonfire.
Okay.
The ladder that we just activated, though, is
the shortcut.
To be our way back. That is
so we don't have to do that whole zombie area because we have that ladder now. So we'll just come back this way and do the ladder instead of Zombie Nation up there. So okay, cool. Just Scootz has kind of played this level more recently than me. Oh, good job. Get that crystal lizard.
Yes.
So let's talk about crystal lizards. So, as we mentioned, Scootz and I mean, we've logged a lot of hours into this game in particular, but as Scootz alluded to, we started with Demon's Souls. A friend at work told me about Demon's Souls, and I don't think I ever appropriately thanked him because that isn't it's a great game, and then it got me into this universe, and then obviously after that came out Dark Souls 1, or so it wasn't called Dark Souls 1, it was just Dark Souls, which is in basically the successor to the Demon Souls, improved upon many things. Sure. So everyone watching, I mean, imagine fighting these things for the first time when you don't know what you're up against, and then like you just get scared. This is a scary game.
It is a scary game, and that's one of the reasons I really like co-oping it. I'm less spurred.
That's right. I mean, I still might pee my pants a little bit, but it's like a little bit less of a peeing of the pants.
But peeing your pants is cool, though. So.
Well, peeing your pants is cool. I'm Miles Davis.
Very nice.
All right, so did we clear that area out down there pretty much? I mean, I feel like we did.
We definitely did.
We were fairly, and you got all the crystal lizards. So I was going to mention crystal lizards because. Gosh, in Dark Souls, actually, and even in Demon Souls, those crystal lizards, you just saw Scootz and I kill a couple of those. They were impossible to find in the other games, and they were like the only way you could get good resources is by killing them. And they would spawn in different locations, and they were like really hard to kill, and they would like scurry away at the nearest sounds. Like you had to sneak up on them so carefully, and I feel like. They really like in Dark Souls 3, this game, the lizards were dumbed down massively, and maybe that was a good decision. I feel like they were maybe a little too easy. just because we played the other games, and the challenge of the crystal lizards in and of itself was just like, wow, you got a crystal lizard. That was a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely.
So here we are. We're at we're really rolling through this area, and really, again, it's thanks to Scootz being super high level and obviously kind of knowing which way to go. So anyone who's watching, I mean, this is not going to make much sense, but that's kind of why we figured what we would do tonight in our detox hour is really just talk about this game, the Dark Souls kind of universe, and how it's just a really cool series. If people are not familiar with it or don't know it, watching us play it tonight, you're probably just going to get confused. But if anything, hopefully Scootz and I can convince you that this is just a series worth checking out. I mean,
for sure. And Bootz, you bring up a great point that I was kind of thinking about, is that if you were watching this right now, if anybody ever checked it out,
anybody ever.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna die.
Are you good?
I had a firebomb on and not health, so I gotta back way that F up. And see, that's the thing. I haven't played this game in a while, and so what is going on? Oh, you know what? This guy gave me a thing, and I feel like I can't health up right now. Yeah, like whatever that enemy was down there, he poisoned me where I couldn't health. So but I also was like spazzing with the buttons because I forgot what button to press, because that'll happen in this game. I mean, it's a deep game. I mean, any game that has a huge menu, a huge arsenal of weapons you're toggling between all the time. I mean, it's there's a learning curve, huge learning curve, obviously.
A huge learning curve. And
part of the reason I'm sorry, go ahead, Scootz.
Oh, absolutely, Bootz. Now that we've successfully avoided death there, something I was going to mention was that if you're watching this and you go, well, what the heck's going on? And Dark Souls and the whole Dark Souls series, they don't really tell you much about what you got to do or where you got to go or how you got to do it. You got to figure it out, which is really part of what I love the game, because there's not a map system either.
No map.
You just got to kind of know where. No map. It's like you're just thrust into this world, and you've got to figure out where to go, how to do it. And if there's somewhere you're not supposed to be, believe me, you will not beat them. You will die. And die often, you will. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. So what you end up doing is you slowly peek your head around corners in the game, and you're kind of like, I mean, look at this area. Like the first time I got into this area, it just, I mean, I happen to know that there's a dude up here who's gonna drop down on us. I'm gonna snipe him right now, and he's a creepy, and like, if you don't know that that's coming, obviously the first time that happens, the guy will probably kill you. He's like a super easy level guy, and there he is.
He'll kill you.
But like, if he gets the hit on you, he like sneaks up on you, and I mean, those little guys, every enemy in this game, even though we're really high-powered dudes right now, all these characters have the capability of totally annihilating my character right now. So we have to be careful. I mean, and look at it, there's like arrows flying. I mean, there's a dude shooting at us from somewhere. I mean,
any character at any time can be lethal.
Yeah.
Not like even in the first level. I mean, you're gonna have to whack it quite a few times, but if they run a train on you, you're done.
Yeah, and that pretty much speaks to what you're just saying, because you don't know where to go. Scootz mentioned that basically there's no map, and that it's kind of just like they don't explain anything. So you pretty much go until you die, and you try, and you hope that like before you die you like at least figure out maybe a path to try to take, or you maybe clear out a couple dudes. But again, if you die, you will lose your souls, and you will have to go and fight all those dudes over again, and that's part of like the punishment for death. I mean, it's a severe. That's why the game is hard, and I feel like a lot of people don't like the game because it's very harsh. When you die, you can get very angry. Your resources all go away, yeah. and it's not pretty.
It is. It's kind of like going to the casino and losing all your resources, but you want to keep playing. You know, at first if somebody goes, "Hey man, I lost all my cash," you'd be like, "Well, that's stupid. Why would you keep going there?" Let me tell you.
And then this game is like, no, well, what you got to do is you got to keep playing until you get your cash back. But am I going to lose more? Yes, you are going to lose more.
Yeah, you're gonna lose more for sure. And there's another creepy crawler guy right here.
Oh, which way did you go, Scootz? Okay, let's see which way you went.
Oh.
I don't want to. Uh-oh.
Oh god, I almost died.
Yeah, you did. Saw that. Your health is very low. Let me heal the Scootz up a little bit. Don't use all your vials or whatever they're called.
The Estus flask, is that what you're referring to?
The Estus flask. Please don't use all those. So over here, there seems to be some kind of party going on over here, Scootz. You should come this way and check out all these dudes just doing something.
Oh
like,
boy, this is gonna
be some good whack.
Yeah, and there's a big chick in here. So remember the big chick on the left?
Oh yeah.
The big fat lady? Yeah.
I'm gonna target her. I'm gonna go in there and fucking whack. I mean, sorry about this. Your first episode we did a lot. Yeah. I think this channel ready for mature audiences.
Yeah.
And once, especially while we're playing games, I mean, F-bombs are likely to come out on accident or intentionally.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. It's just this game does bring out a little bit of the adrenaline level, and something that I just really personally enjoy about the games. There's a sense of mystery at all times, and
unless you're playing it through for the second time, like we are right now.
True.
But
yeah, not at all times. But
with the first playthrough, and assuming that you're not a cheater and you don't go online and like watch how to beat everybody or whatever the heck. I mean, if you're truly going through the games and you're playing like just what's around this corner, let's find out. Like you'll get scared. It's adrenaline city, like Scoot said. Definitely.
Yeah, like I said, I almost died there, and I'm like fairly overpowered for this. But not really, because anybody can take your shit out at any time.
And you'll get into a corner and like what's just happening right now, like three dudes drop down at once. And if you're playing solo and like it's you versus those guys, they'll get the hit on you.
You're done. Yeah, you're done.
I think actually the only way you survive that, Scoot, is because you're just like super overpowered. I mean, and here's another guy. See, look, I mean, these guys, freaking, they hit hard. I mean, for the fact that I'm a super character, those guys just knocked a lot of health off my guy. But on the other hand, it's very rewarding when you do get through the game and you do what Scootz and I are doing right now, and you feel like you've dominated this area and you know these areas so well, because I mean, you will learn the areas by repetition, because you will die, you'll have to go, and you'll have to keep trying to figure out which way to go. And anyone watching right now, you're probably just like, how the heck do you guys even know where you're going? Well, believe me, we have treaded these same stairs and we've fought these same enemies probably in every area. You do it probably dozens of times, maybe more than dozens. I mean, I don't know how many times. It's insane.
It really is, but it's the same way that you learn playing, the Crucible and Destiny map, or if you're playing Call of Duty or, whatever game's your thing. It's the same way you learn those maps. This is just, there's a lot more on the line, quite frankly, and this next guy that we're about to fight has two swords that he really likes to whack at you.
Yeah, he's good.
And again, if you're playing...
Do you need health, Scootz? Or, well, too late, we're going in.
Yeah, there's going to be another guy coming down the stairs.
Yeah, I think there's a second guy. See, again, the only reason I know this is because of the intense number of times we died. That whole path that Scootz and I just traveled, imagine doing that for the first time, and you finally get this far, you're like, wow, I beat all the enemies up to this point. And then they throw like even harder enemies, like these guys at you at the end, because like we're almost to a checkpoint, so they're just like, they just keep throwing it at you, and then you'll die again. You'll die fighting those guys. So then you'll have to fight through everybody again, work your way back to this point where those two impossibly hard guys come in, and see here, these guys aren't too bad though. Although these are suicide guys. They're gonna assholes. I think they just blew up there. Yeah, I think they have a limited range. But here's Scootz, let me give you some health. I know
Thanks,
we can.
brother. I appreciate that. So this whole series, it started from our Demon Souls, not to step over you, sir. The Demon Souls, and then the 1 and 2 got released, and you're watching the third game. It's amazing how this, Dark Souls 3. It's amazing how this game absolutely, completely uses those previous models, but then also completely ups the ante with just new things to do. And this is, all things considered, it is the most refined of the series.
Of course it is.
I think
they've had a lot of games to practice, and it's minor adjustments at every path, every step.
So it's just, you get your action, kind of like your action elements of it, which would be, what would you say it would be akin to, Bootz?
I mean, people are watching us right now. We're kind of just mowing everybody down, so we don't really have to be nuanced. But the fighting system in the game. I mean, if you watch what I'm doing, I'm trying to use a shield. You can see every once in a while my sword turns different colors, and there's different things I can do, like different moves. We've logged so many hours into it. It's kind of second nature, but it's all about timing. And I would say that the fighting system in this game, a lot of people will probably know like the Batman, like the Arkham Asylum game. I feel like that one.
Yeah, nice.
Like that would be the closest. So basically, like, take a game that had a really good system that like was, rewarded people for not just mashing buttons. Like that's it's not a mindless button masher. In fact, if you do that, you will probably you'll probably not survive, because you're gonna drop your stamina. You're gonna have problems. It's not gonna be good. Oh, and there's a huge giant right down there. So anyway, the fighting style. Scootz, let's come back up here. Let's just finish this thought, because this is a cool topic. But I mean, let's maybe show a little bit about what like the characters can all do, like, because
oh yeah, great.
Like
great.
Obviously, like, I'm gonna show you, like, I'm blocking, and Scootz can try to like attack me right now, and obviously, like, or can you? No, you can't attack me, because okay, you're like a helpful ghost, so you can't attack me.
I'm a helpful ghost.
So, but anyway, I mean, but there's multiple attacks, so, and I don't think I can hit you then either, right? So, okay, so good. All right, well, you know what? We can still just show a little bit about how it works, because you.
I think we should.
You obviously, like, there's a strong attack. I'll do the sequence for that, but you obviously, when I have a big sword, the strong attack is very time consuming, and like an enemy can get in there and whack you while you're trying to wind up. So Scootz is doing is that your strong attack? Yeah, you got this whole big wind up. Okay, so that's like your special attack, isn't it?
That's my special attack, and it's a trigger sequence, yes, which does become more second nature, certainly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's all about having it. You have to use your shield in this game. If you don't have a shield, you're done. I mean, it's not going to happen.
I feel like there's different gameplays, though. I mean, Scootz and I we spent a lot of time in our first episode talking about how we're very casual players. But then on the other hand, I mean, look at how many hours we logged into a game like this. We're very not casual in this series. We've played pretty much every game, and we know the series like in and out. But then there's players who take a game like this to another level, where they're like, there is a PvP element to the game, which so far we haven't seen. Obviously, people have been watching me and Scootz playing together, and we're playing it as a co-op game at the moment, which is really Dark Souls 3 was the first one that did that in the easiest way. A lot of the other games, like, there were co-op, but it was really hard to get together, like with a buddy, for example. Like, you have to like text each other to figure that out. But anyway, I'll finish the thought about the like, there's people who do PvP in this, and they would just own me and Scootz right now. Like, yes, in that sense, we are totally casual when it comes to this game, because there's people who, like, they'll spend time in here, they'll have, like, their weapons maxed in this perfect way for, like, fighting against other people, and they will just come in, and I guess, what do you call that, like, in Destiny World, they're like, we're PvE players, we're not PvP players. So, like, Scootz and I are totally geared right now to be, like, playing the game, to be fighting against the environment, the players versus the enemies in the game. when if someone comes and invades Scootz and me right now, we're gonna probably die. That we will die if we get invaded, because the other players who are at our level, they're probably all super good and they'll just kick our ass. So.
Yeah, I think that's a good distinction, Bootz. In the PvE player versus environment, yeah, we're definitely, definitely in the upper echelon of that, and that's just because we've played it so much. that's just repetition, you know what I mean? And that's like, if you're good playing any single player game. But the co-op element of this game is really phenomenal, and what's really enabled, what Bootz and I have found is that, and I know it was groundbreaking when I first got my PlayStation 4, is that the party chat, which seems just so obvious now, and just so
like what we're doing now.
Duh.
We're doing right now. We're doing a party chat. So as we're playing the game, we're just talking. So even if we leave the game we're playing, if Scootz and I were to exit out of the game, Dark Souls 3, we are still in a party. That's revolutionary. That was new with PlayStation 4. The party that you are in lives beyond the game.
Correct.
That was huge. And I think you were probably just going to say, but when I first got my PlayStation 4, I didn't even realize you could do that at first. And then when I actually figured it out, I was like, Scootz, there's this thing called the party chat. And I was like, dude, I think what happens is that we will just be able to continue talking, like, no matter what we're doing. We're in a menu, we're in the PlayStation Store, we're not even playing a game yet. We are just talking. We're in a phone call, like, and we are just we're talking together. And then we also happen to be playing Dark Souls together. So, but I mean, Scootz could be playing a different game altogether right now. Like if you were playing, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto like you were the other night, I could be playing Dark Souls. Obviously, we would be chatting, but we would not be able to be in the same game like we're doing now. So anyway,
exactly right.
Party chat has really revolutionized. That's a huge change, the game changer at the PlayStation 4, and I think I just totally stole your thunder with that story, Scootz, because you were about to say that exact stuff. But I remember. Let's not forget that I was the one who taught you about the party system.
Yeah, actually, when he told me about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, there's this thing called party chat." He's like, "I can't believe you don't know about it, Scootz."
And I think that actually that was probably one of the things that helped me convince you to actually get your PlayStation 4, Scootz, because I had a PlayStation 4 before Scootz. Because I am just a little bit cooler than Scootz, so I always
just a little bit better than me. Just always one up at me.
Totally shitting with Scootz. Although it's true.
I think I just got.
God damn it!
I just got out hippied, man.
So, but anyway, I had my PlayStation 4 first, and Scootz was kind of like, I know, yeah, I'm gonna get it soon. But then I was like, dude, we're gonna be able to party, like the party chat, and you know what? Party chat, it doesn't even seem like that big of a deal, because you've been able to play and hear other people while you're playing a game, like, for a while. I mean, PlayStation 3 definitely had chat, in-game chat, like, so you're playing, say, Borderlands or some other games, Scootz and I did co-op. PlayStation 3, again, that was kind of like the first system that really kind of tried to do co-op, like, not couch co-op, but like separate living room co-op. They really tried to integrate it into the system.
Oh, sure.
But is this a path we're trying to take, Scootz? Is this going to be a shortcut?
I think it is a shortcut. Why don't you jump on and see where the Buckleberry Ferry goes?
Yeah.
This is actually a good shortcut.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think it's right.
It's a huge shortcut. So anyway, we've been going for about half an hour now, and if you've been with us this entire time, we have not died yet. I mean, I'm actually pretty surprised by this.
I'm very surprised. Those Scootz almost died there by two little goblins.
Yeah,
as I was talking about how overpowered we were.
And, we're like, dude, we're super strong right now. We're just gonna roll through everything. Scootz nearly dies. But anyway, yeah, we keep on almost finishing thoughts. That's how Scootz and I are. Anyone who will get to know Scootz and me, I'll probably interrupt Scott about 1,000,000 times. I don't know why I only do that with him for some reason. But then
yeah, you're doing it right. Yeah, you're doing it right now.
No, dude, I never interrupt you. I never do it. But and then we'll get going on some story, and then we won't finish what we're talking about. Although we had like 70 good points that we were going to make. So anyway,
And all of them were going to be brilliant, by the way.
Oh, I know. Yeah, if we would have just finished one thought, we would have at least gotten one good one out of there. But I'll tell you what. So let's do a pause, and will you explain what just happened here, Scootz? I mean, I feel like this was pretty substantial, and people watching will probably get a better sense of what we just did.
I think this is a good. I think it's a good learning moment here. So this is where we started. We started here at this bonfire, and those bonfires are the save points. So from here, we are now being invaded by a dark one. Yeah, okay, so let's just hang here.
We might have to finish that thought. But this is what we're talking about. Here comes a PvE player, most likely. Scoot, let me heal you up here.
Yes, please.
And it's like, here we are thinking we're all like overpowered and awesome, and then god damn it, I didn't mean to do that. How do I fucking?
It's alright, it's alright. I'll use it. And you just killed. You just killed me.
There we go.
Thank you, sir.
See, and this is what happens. Like a PvE player comes in here, and I get all nervous. I basically know that I'm about to die. That's part of what happens. I mean, because I.
Yeah.
Oh
boy, yeah.
He's got some huge, massive flaming sword, so this guy's all just like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Alright, let him come to us though, because we see it, dude.
Yeah, so this guy, watch us just get annihilated, and then Scootz and I are gonna have to like work on, trying to get together again, and that might actually be good because we'll show people how that works. Again,
I think that'd be great.
We're assuming that most people just Dark Souls. It's not an unknown series by any means. And again, Scootz and I are not some kind of like groundbreaking gaming person.
No.
We're not like reviewing a game. We're not trying to like. This game has been out for forever, and
for at least.
But although this was a game that we bought this game like right away, didn't we, Scootz? Like because we like this series so much.
We did.
That's rare for us. I mean, usually Scootz and I are cheap bastards. We get games when they've been out for like 10 years, try to get them like cheap. Yeah, and then of course look at him, like okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy has like some really awesome magic. Did you just kill that guy? Oh, okay, you killed the zombie.
No.
I was gonna say like something died. You know what? I hate this guy. And I feel like we're being lured into this trap right now. Obviously, it's like lured us into this area. If anyone was watching from the beginning, oh yeah, okay, come on. Ledge.
Yeah, let him go off that ledge. He's gonna run out of essence last, so just make sure you're healed up, bud.
So anyway, Scootz and I are actually like holding our own right now against this guy, but really only because it's too aggressive. So I mean, if anyone's watching, the dude has some like massive flame ball, whatever that was. What's fucking out right now? Okay, well, you know what? I got greedy. So that's what happens. You fucking you get the hit on. I just started mashing buttons trying to hit him, and of course.
Oh, I almost had that motherfucker.
And he beat me, obviously. So anyway,
yeah.
You know, we were just talking about that. Actually, that was perfect timing because we're just talking about the PvP elements. So what happens? Scootz is not in my game anymore, although we're still in the party chat because PlayStation 4 is awesome, and we get to be in a party chat forever until we say, "Let's stop the party."
Yeah, and the party never stops. Let's be clear about that.
True that. True that. Not around here.
All right. All right. So let me explain how I am going to get into Bootz's game. So I have something called the Soapstone, which is just an online access item, and it's basically going to scroll a sign on the floor, which in Bootz's game you will see. So I'm going to now use my white Soapstone sign. So I'm putting it down right now. And in Bootz's game, you will see something appear on the floor, and he will then
either select me or say, go to hell, Scootz, you suck balls. Hopefully he picks me up, you know what I'm saying?
But we should probably explain too that basically people are watching, again, but this is Bootz's game, the main game that we're being watched. But Scootz is basically, he's in this same room as me right now, but he's just in his own game, in the basically like a parallel world. So Scootz will be able to connect to my world. He's in the same room, and I'm calling him into my world though. So right here you see this sign, and that's Scootz. He laid that down in his world, and that means I'm just calling him into my world. So, I mean, it's a very philosophical and metaphysical concept. I don't know if people are going to understand the idea about parallel worlds, but I feel like we just taught people how that works, Scootz. Because here you are, I yanked you from your world, and you are now into my world. Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Wish I could do that with like hot chicks and stuff. You know.
I know. Just let me come into your world. That's except if you say that as like a pickup line, for some reason, like my experience with that is with girls do not like that. Like I want to come into your world. I mean.
Yeah, that's.
And I usually say it just like that. Like I'll say it with that tone and everything. So is it? Do you think? Help me out, Scootz. Why doesn't that work? Why do you think chicks don't dig that?
Well, I can tell you that when one says that, a restraining order is usually not far behind. So that's probably why.
That's true. I have got many of those. So I don't understand it. All I want to do is just go into somebody's world. So let's also finish. So what happened is, because I died, where that jerk came into my world. So he came into my world uninvited. He invaded my world, and that's why he showed up all red and angry looking, whereas Scootz is all white and angelic looking.
Because
so anyway,
I am pure as the driven snow. Thank you. Wait, stand still for 1 second, Bootz.
No. Okay, yeah, I guess I can.
Hey man, I'm running circles around you.
Wah, wah,
yeah. Wah. So
we gotta go get my souls. That's the main thing.
Oh, well, explain how that works, sir.
Well, because I think people might remember that what just happened is I died. That guy PvP'd me to death, and you know what? Let's just be honest. That guy deserved the kill. We're not good players, especially PvP. I mean, so like that guy was like totally maxed out for PvP. And he came in, and it was 2-on-1, and he basically kicked our ass. Kicked my ass, at least. So I'm going to run in there and run back out, Scootz. I don't want to fight these guys. So I'm just going to grab my souls. Everyone sees on my screen it says souls retrieved. And I have a fairly large number of souls at the moment. It's 136,000 souls. So if I didn't go back, if I didn't go back and get those right now, I would lose all those souls, and that would suck, because that's actually worth an upgrade. I need to level up at some point in order to try to pair with Scootz a little better.
Do you want to do a level up and just show everybody how that works? Or
yeah, maybe I will. So what I'm gonna do is since we wasted a little time going and getting my souls back, I'm gonna kick you out of my game, Scootz. I'm gonna go level up, and then you stay here or stay close by, and
I will.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm sending Scootz back to his world. Again, a very difficult philosophical concept.
I don't get it.
I don't understand it fully, but it's like there's like
nor do I.
It's like there's a parallel universe, man, and I don't know. You can't land on the moon.
Can't land on 1/3 of Dark Souls. What are you talking about?
So anyway, I'm going to send Scootz home, and while he is away, I can go back to, and you know what? It's probably good to do this. I'm going to travel to like the Firelink Shrine and show people. Again, I think anyone who's watching, chances are we're like preaching to the choir. If someone's like sees this gameplay, they're gonna be like, I love Dark Souls. Why do these guys think they need to explain it to me? They're gonna feel like we're really patronizing anyone who's like that. But anyone who doesn't know Dark Souls, it's a pretty complicated game. I feel it deserves a little explanation, because I don't. I mean, it's second nature to Scootz and me because we've played so many series. We've done the whole thing,
But it's worth mentioning because it is a revolutionary style game. You got your RPG elements. You obviously have the action elements, and
Take nourishment from these
the action, baby.
souls.
It's just a very well thought out series, and I love the brutality of it. You know, I love the challenge. I really do. And let's be honest, this is a world that sometimes is preferable to the real one. So.
Oh yeah, no. Right now, there's a lot of things going on in the real world, and I'd rather not talk about those. I'd rather talk about how cool of a world Dark Souls is. So, Scootz, I have no idea.
And mate.
I have no idea what I should level up because I'm really not paying attention to what I should. I'm just gonna make a level up or confirming that. So, but again, anyone looking at my screen right now, you'll see a lot of possibilities for how I could level up. It's a super deep menu. I don't think we really have time to get into how the menu works or anything like that. We just want to show people a little bit of the game, show people some sights. There's so much more to it than just what you're seeing though, because the menu's huge. The different weapon play, there's magic, there's and Scootz mentioned there's RPG, definitely RPG because obviously you're trying to level your guy up, but how you level up in the game is very I mean, you have to choose a path, otherwise you're going to be a master of none, and that's probably what we just saw when that guy axed us. He's a super high level something and just kicked our butt.
Yeah, and he was definitely built for that. Now, if that same guy that kicked our butt just now, yeah, he'd probably womp in PvE, but he would definitely be changing his character build to go back in and play the actual game, because there's just certain things you need to do to fight enemies over a sustained amount of time.
Exactly.
You can always whack one or two guys and be fine, but I mean, if you want to run an entire level, you've got to manage your resources, because that is just the absolute key to this game, is managing your resources, because it's definitely finite, and you find out pretty quickly how finite it is, especially when you're soloing it, because there are many areas of the game, or several, that you cannot co-op with somebody. You actually have to get to an area where you can co-op, and that might sound like, well, that just sucks because it just makes it hard. It's like, it's very strategically thought out by the developers, though. And it only enhances that moment where you're like, oh yes, I can finally summon somebody, and
because I need help.
Because I need help, exactly. And it's can you help me, bro? So yeah, that's kind of how that works. And
there's so many things we could show about this game. I mean, it's like, that's why, you know, Scootz and I, we did make a decision before the show to just try to show as much of the world as possible. But I mean,
yep.
And actually, Scootz, if you could, I'm back, and if you could actually lay down your stone again.
Yep.
So
laying
we can
it
get
down
back
right
in.
now.
Nice, excellent. Just wanted to try to get that little bit of admin taken care of. So again, people, I am summoning Scootz back to my world. It's again, try to wrap your head around what's happening there. I mean, I feel like that's again pretty difficult, but I'm being.
See what you.
I'm joking, people. I get that it's not that hard of a concept. So
yeah.
I just hope
Time travel.
I hope no one thinks that I'm really serious about that, because I know that our viewers are very intelligent people. They're probably some of the most intelligent people out there. Actually, I mean, if people are watching our show, it's really going to be a self-selected audience. I mean, I think that. Oh, we got to pause and we got to talk about this thing because we started talking about it earlier. So anyway, we're talking about our audience and how intelligent they are, but let's talk about how our intelligent audience is going to appreciate this. So remember, we went out this way in the beginning. We went from the bonfire and we did this whole big lap. We killed zombies, and then we went, and I think people saw a little bit of a castle. We were on, like, I don't know, people will remember, or go back and rewatch it. Sure. I mean, most people who probably watch our show will probably rewatch it about 10 times, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm just throwing that.
The replayability in of itself is worth the price of admission.
We just, because we know that we're, I don't know. we're gonna have a limited audience. We understand this. This is we're really doing this for ourselves, I think. No, I mean I take it back. It's for the people, like you said last show, Scootz. It's for the people, right?
I'm selfless about it for sure.
So, but that whole long path that we took, at the end of it, we open up this door, and then shortly after we open up the door, we got our butt kicked by somebody. So it was actually very helpful that we got to the door first, and then the guy came in and invaded us. So that basically now we don't have to do that whole big path, and we're just going to go out this door. And so it was a huge feat for us to fight our way through all those enemies. You saw it, and there was like an elevator, and now we can just cut right to this area here, and we're going to be back. So again, and Scootz, are you with me? Okay, yep. So here we are back at the elevator, and again in game, when you're doing first time through, you know, not the second playthrough or anything else, to try to figure out where those points are, where you're like, you just need to get a little further, and you'll find a huge shortcut that's gonna be like a groundbreaking thing that happens. So anyway, that's part of the joy of the game, is like discovering those locations and figuring out where to go, and
it is.
And we're about to fight. We're about to fight a giant. All right, so I'm gonna follow you. I'm with you, Scootz. I'm trying to fight. Okay.
Okay, I'm safely in. You're doing good. I'm gonna try and shoot the giant so I can distract him.
Okay, I feel like I'm actually doing alright. Because I got my roll.
Yeah, you're doing great, man. Yeah, healing down.
Come on. Need help. Okay, come on. Mostly I'm trying to not get hit by that huge giant. There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, see, I remember it.
And we made it. See, yes!
In case you didn't see what was hitting me, there's a huge giant in that room who was whacking at me as we were trying to go.
Yeah, let's
I almost didn't make that. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but we made it.
Yeah, you did make it, and I applaud your efforts, sir.
It wasn't pretty. I feel like
and it doesn't.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and it doesn't have to be, and by any means necessary is kind of the motto when I play this game, is because I will, whatever I gotta do, and if I happen to find a, small, cheat of sorts, I'll exploit the hell out of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like basically how you just try to run past that giant. And yeah. Not that you, I don't think you're...
Watch your head.
What happened?
There's a blobby blob on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, right.
Thanks for the heads up.
Literally, right? Whoa.
Right? So, what are we doing right now, Scootz? We're in this castle, and there's a giant. Again...
There is a giant.
We're probably going to not go much longer on the show, but I feel like what we were able to show was... how we got to a checkpoint, how we got to a door that opened up, and how far we had to go. I mean, again, we rolled our way through that, and when you are not so super high level, and you're dying a lot more often, like, and I feel like people probably even saw, I mean, we struggled at times. I mean, I had to health up numerous times.
Absolutely, I've almost died several times.
So to get to that point where you unlock something in the game, it just always feels like such a cool thing. So even tonight, like this session that we did, we showed basically we started from a bonfire and we got to a checkpoint, and it was a huge deal. It was like, oh, sorry, were we going this way, Scootz? Okay, I think we got separated. Yeah, I went down, where we just were up there by that lady.
Yeah,
I actually went down, so I'm just back in that room, so I don't think
oh shit.
Down the ladder. Or where'd you go?
Yeah,
are you by the giant?
I'm gonna go down the ladder again. So
okay, I'm right there. Yep. All right. So sorry. Yep, we're just passing each other. And I just died. I fell down the ladder. That's another way that you can die in this game.
Yeah,
falling. Yeah, and there's plenty of that too. Like there's traps, there's snares, so there's a lot of actual I don't know what you want to call it, platforming. Not a ton, but there's parts where you have to like run between obstacles and stuff, or you will die, or you will fall off something, and those are very... So, actually, I'm going to try to bring you in right away, Scootz. We don't have a ton of time left. We're probably going to wrap things up shortly. But let's make sure that let's try to make sure we're in the same game. I foolishly died falling off a ladder, which is... You know what? That's how things go in this game. And to reiterate, I will have to go back to that point where I just died in order to get my souls back, if I want them. I mean, I did level up, so I don't need that. And what am I looking for? It's the ember. There we go, an ember.
You got an ember, and then I'm gonna drop my sign.
Nice. I am embered up now. So I'm gonna wait to see Scootz's sign, and when I see it, I'm gonna call him into my game. And while I'm doing that, let me just show people quickly the menu. For example, the inventory. So, then I think maybe I hear Scootz. No, I don't.
Oh yes, I did lay it down.
Are you in that same cathedral room or whatever?
Yes, I'm by the bonfire.
Interesting. Oh, okay. I think just a little delay there for whatever reason. Here's Scootz. And again, we can call other people randomly into the game, but what Scootz and I did before the show is this game, Dark Souls 3, enables you can set up a code where if we both enter the same code, it prioritizes so that Scootz and I will try to get into the same game together. And we were just talking before the show how that is totally new to the series as well. In fact, we just kind of played with it for the first time tonight, as a matter of fact. It's been working very well. But we didn't even know that was there. I think, did you look that up online before the show, Scootz? Or did you kind of know about that?
Yeah, because generally when you want to play together, you have to be within certain levels of each other. You know, like a plus or minus of 10 of your levels, just so you... But when you set a password, it's the game saying, okay, no matter what your levels are, you want to play together, and it's deliberate. But it's just so you don't accidentally call in like a level 1 if you're a level 100 to help you fight a boss. I mean, that would be ridiculous because it's just not, you're not going to beat him with that guy. But this is Bootz and I saying we definitely want to play together regardless of what our level differences may or may not be. So this is a new thing. I did look it up online and it's worked phenomenally well tonight. I think it's been I think this has been a really, really, really solid showcase, and I appreciate that applause, sir.
Yeah, I did applaud you. Oh, we're getting invaded. All right, well now we got to show us dying one more time by an invader. So, but also
exactly right.
And we'll end on that. But just to reiterate, and you know what? Can we try to go get my souls?
Yes.
Because that invader will probably kill me, and if I could at least get my souls back, then I won't lose them all. And that's an important lesson for everybody to learn, because that's how it works. I need to get back to that spot, and shit, our elevator is not here.
So there's a lever.
Oh, I see it. It's over on the other side.
Great.
I'm getting it.
So as part of our closing lesson for the evening is that resources are valuable. If you lose them, you'll lose them. And we are now racing against some dude who's in this map somewhere.
Let's get on the map.
That's
dang.
alright.
I'll take the elevator down. And the other thing is we don't know where this invader spawns, so so he could be around the corner. He could be anywhere. Here comes Scootz. So I'm getting nervous.
I am too. I have the nerves going. I think this is what the Dark Souls is all about here. So where did we die again?
Well, it's actually up the ladder where that fat lady was. Again, I'm gonna race with you across, try to get not killed by the giant again.
Definitely a good idea.
Okay, I got a good swat from the giant. I'm gonna help up. Let's try to roll my ass off.
Alright, he's on me now.
Oh, he's on you now. Awesome. So that's always helpful when the giant goes again. All right, I'm in. Okay.
Oh, all right, I saw the invader.
You did?
Yeah.
Is he down here?
Following us. No,
okay.
He's following us.
Okay. Well, we gotta get up the ladder. Oh, you know what? They're right down at the bottom of this ladder. Awesome. That's good. That's not a bad spot. What would be the way forward, Scootz? Maybe we can try to No. Well,
I'll show you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I will follow you. And if it takes a while for this invader to come, I don't know if we want to run too long. You mentioned in our first show that we want to. And here it comes. Or wait. Here.
I think he might have dropped. might have dropped down. Yeah, so... So yeah, and you're absolutely right. We definitely want to try and stay within our allotted time slot, you know.
Yeah, I think so. And you know what people will probably is this one of these that are gonna come to life?
Oh, here he is, good.
Okay. Never mind. I won't worry about that chest right now. Yeah,
that is
he got intimidated by the Scootz. He went running. God, I hate these guys who they're all like rolling all fast. So I was like, as Scootz was totally mentioning about how the players probably very much meant for us.
And Bootz is holding his own. And Scootz definitely totally got bombed up.
Alright, well, and I got killed too. So, you know what? Good on him. Kudos. That guy probably spent a lot of time maxing out his character to just kick people's asses. And Scootz had a very good point about how the fact that, you know, if you're playing PvE or versus the environment, you can't really run around like that where you're just totally maxed out, because you'll get like a couple of real powerful shots, but then you empty your bucket, so you won't get far. So it's like you're either going to be a flame that burns bright and burns quickly, or you're going to be like in it for the long haul. And that's kind of how you always have to kind of balance things in this game. It's a challenge. It's a great game, great series, and I hope people really enjoyed watching us play it for a little bit. You got to see us die and got killed. Actually, the only time we got killed was by other players. So, but that's how things go.
We're moving up in the world. So, Bootz, would you say you had a good time playing with this on our stream tonight?
Oh, the Dark Souls might be making a repeat appearance in our stream. There's a DLC that Scootz and I have both not yet played, and so that'll probably, when we do play through it, I think it'll be fun, because it'll show people, like, when we get to a new area that we don't know how to get through and we're going to be scared at every turn, we're going to be peeing our pants a little bit more than we were tonight.
Definitely, yeah. Because again, peeing in your pants is cool.
It is cool. So I think we should sign off. This has been a great show, Scootz. Thanks for playing Dark Souls 3 with me, Scootz, and thanks everybody for watching. Final thoughts, Scootz. What would you like to say at the end?
At the end here, I just want to thank anybody who's checked us out. Had a great time playing tonight, and this is just about two guys playing video games that just enjoy it. And if you get anything out of it, great, because I just enjoy watching, when I watch games online, I'll watch somebody who's just got a couple viewers, and they're just having fun. So that's what it's all about for us. We really appreciate you checking it out, and I've just had a really great time tonight, and I just can't wait to do the next episode. And again, it's a work in progress, so thanks so much for checking us out. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and everyone who does check us out, we appreciate any feedback. We're probably going to do about a weekly show. It's our plan. What we might do is, if we actually have a schedule that we can manage to stick to, we'll probably post on our channel when the next one will be airing, in case anyone actually wants to watch us while we're playing and wants to interact with us. I know that our legions of fans are probably they're probably upset because we didn't announce that we were going to be playing tonight, Scootz, and I'm sure that's why no one is watching. I guarantee you that, otherwise we would have had many viewers if we would have just put it out there that we were doing this tonight. What do I want to say? Basically, just a spur of the moment kind of decision to play tonight. So we might start doing these things a little bit more scheduled. Would you say?
I would say that we're definitely going to try and do it more scheduled, and this is more like the secret show. Like if the Rolling Stones are going to play at the Coliseum, or in our case it would be the United Center, maybe the show before is a secret one, like the House of Blues or something. This is our House of Blues tonight.
Oh yeah, and I think that people appreciate the secret show. So anyway, awesome. This has been great. This has been Bootz.
And this has been Scootz.
And this is the Bootz and Scootz Detox Hour. And thank you so much, everybody, for checking us out. Bye now.